Here is the Alves et al. 1991 model validation. We compare with other models against 65 data points, validate against two field tests, less than 3% error for pressure drop and less than 10% error for total pressure drop. Okay. For pressure, not pressure drop. So this table is already in your book. Okay. Average error, absolute average error. So Alves is less than other people. Okay. Error is less. What is that telling you? Even if you use this model, you can have that much error. Or on average, it's not quite biased. Okay. You may miss by 15 megapascal. Okay. So it can still be a lot.
For example, that pressure is how much length?
Pressure drop per unit length. I think that's what they compare. The length is the length that they do the measurement in the data. Okay. It's not really detailed, but okay, that's the length that they do the data. All right. That model worked well for the case of vertical flow. But we need something that works every angle. Let's use comprehensive bell ball model and Sari et al. It's very good. In the bell ball, you may start with single phase and you may have some bubble form, some cap, some slug, some churn, and annular flow. Why do they draw it like this? Why is that? Why do we have this picture? Why don't we have churn first and then slug later?
From the slug to the annular, we have.
According to the flow pattern, we have churn, which is the transition between slug and annular flow, right? I put here that actual vapor pressure drop cause gas to evolve out of liquid phase. When pressure drop, gas come out of solution. Okay, so flow pattern can change along the well. Gas can have annular flow in entire length. Oil well, that's gas well. Oil well may have slug and may have something else too. Okay. So this means you need to do like stepwise calculation. Okay. Because it keeps changing with distance. So your fluid property change. Why fluid property change? Liquid viscosity change. This is change of pressure, right? Change in the pressure causes gas to come out. When gas dissolves in liquid phase, it's less viscosity. Okay. So the M dot or WG, WL, they change. VSR, VSG change because there's a phase change, right? Mass flow rate is not constant. If we have gas come out of solution, fluid property is not going to be constant. In addition to that, there can be temperature change. Right? You may start from 200 Fahrenheit, 150 Fahrenheit, go up to the top, maybe 10 Fahrenheit drop or something. But the thing that make a big deal is gas come out of solution. Okay. You may use some kind of numerical method to solve it, or use iterative approach. Okay. In the book, they have pressure traverse computation algorithm that iterative, but that is implicit Euler first degree accuracy. Use domain prints, 5th degree answer, okay, or maybe 4th degree accuracy, or use Ring-Akuta framework. Okay. In order to use domain prints or Ring-Akuta framework, you need D something as DZ. Maybe T, P, or flow pattern or something. Okay. You need all of that to solve it. If you don't have all of that, you may have to do iterative approach. like the one shown in the book, page 22. Okay? Ancillary model combines several models in itself that make it comprehensive and valid for like any angle for wheel ball. Okay? So we have Propellant Prediction based on Title et al. 1980. This chapter 4 that we are studying is Title et al. Okay? Bubble to slug transition we have churn flow analysis as part of the slug flow pattern. So if you have churn flow, the calculation is same as slug flow calculation. So we use Title et al. For bubble to slug. This is transition E, right? And this is transition H, not quite really consider. They consider transition E. Then they use Bunny et al. 1985 extend the prediction for inclined pipe. Transition to this bubble flow. This is transition F and G. And they have comprehensive Bunny et al. Model for any angle for the transition to annular flow. This is not transition J, but it's a comprehensive transition. We haven't covered this yet. It is in chapter 5. Okay, but ancillary model use transition E from Title et al. Didn't actually use transition H, use transition F and G, okay, and use transition better than transition J, not just transition J. Once the flow pattern is known, okay, for bubble flow and this bubble flow, they calculate whole up. Okay, if this bubble flow use homogeneous no slip, if it's bubble flow, use the one that we already present. Calculate lambda, calculate H based on the slip velocity. First they get alpha. Okay. And once we get alpha, we can calculate every other parameter. We talked about that already, section 4.3. Okay. Slug flow, they use simplified Sylvester model, the one that you did for your homework. Okay. Use original Sylvester correlation for what is this one? Relationship with film thickness. Now you remember that? That's come from Sylvester. And assume L equal to 30 diameter. This kind of slug model typically need two kind of like closure relationship. Slug length and VGLS. If you don't use slug length, you can use frequency. They decide to use LS equal to 30 diameter. And Surrey et al. Use original Sylvester model for pressure drop calculation. Okay, it caused the overall prediction due to the acceleration term. So, Ansari used developing slug flow model, use the result. Okay, developing slug flow model is not needed if you use the suggestion from Bunny, not include the acceleration term, or use the equation we talked at the beginning of the class. Add the two equations together to cancel the tau I that we talked initially at the beginning of the class. Okay, so basically they did a mistake a little bit. First, originally used accelerational term. Later on, they dropped the accelerational pressure loss, so that is not over-predict. According to Bunny, 1990. I think they showed that, okay, don't use accelerational term. So if it is slug flow, they use this. If it's annular flow, they use Alves model, use Wallace for F sub E, calculate I from Wallace for FE more than 0.9, and another closure relationship if it's less. So basically it's a bunch of closure relationship they select the best already. The user doesn't have any chance to select. Okay. If f sub e more than that, use this. If it's f sub e less than that, use this. If you have no idea, go with their model. Okay. Why do we do that? It's easy. If you use only one, which page is only one closure relationship? Only one. You see there's bunch of number, right? Only one et al. 1986, page 157. You have 10 beta, from beta 0 to beta 9. That's a lot. It can be done, and probably it will be more accurate, but at that time, with that computational power, they decide to do this. Optimize the speed, maybe trade accuracy a little bit, but it's not that much. Okay, this means the comprehensive model, they use comprehensive transition boundary. Okay. Some of them we talked about it already, some of them we haven't talked about it yet. Like transition F and transition G, that's kind of any angle. Okay. Transition J is not any angle. But transition H, they don't really use transition H. They kind of combine. Okay. Transition E comes from Title et al. 1980. Once the flow pattern is known, calculate pressure drop of each flow pattern according to the material presented earlier. Okay. They combine with various data points. Okay. Against field and laboratory data from TUFFP, and including data from several other papers. Okay. Compare against mechanistic model, Hassan Kabir, other correlating, including Hacker and Brown, Dan and Ross, Orkisilsky, Beck and Brill, McRitchie Brill, and Assis. So they compare. And guess what? Which one is the best? This one, and sorry. With some exception, okay, with some exception, and we will see that in a bit. Okay, look at this one. They define relative performance factor. F sub RP relative performance is epsilon I minus absolute epsilon I mean divided by epsilon I max minus epsilon I mean. So epsilon, that is like error. Okay. So lower number is better performance. Higher number is less performance. That is one way you can compare it. If you compare like R square, maybe it's a little bit difficult, but this is, a clear way to show which one is better. Because what? If you have a high deviation, this thing can tell. Okay? More detail on how they actually do it is in the book. But look at this, the model. Low number is better. For the case of C column 1, entitled bank, okay, this model, 0.7, hydrogen bound is a little bit better for elongated bubble flow. Okay. Vertical well case, VW, vertical well case, hydrogen bound is a little bit better.
Seems like
DW, deviated well case, hydrogen bound is a little bit better. Okay. Vertical near horizontal, vertical no hydrogen bound. Column 4, vertical no hydrogen bound. This model is better. No hydrogen bound data. So let's say I do the test for 10,000 data points. Hydrogen bound have a lot of data points. If I do the test for 10,000 data points, other people do the test for 500 points. My model performs best, but it doesn't extrapolate for other people's case. But that is fine because my data is like occupy the whole space. So this means compare with hydrogen bound data and with hydrogen bound model doesn't test if it's good for the test set or not. It works for the train set, but not for the test set. So to be fair, they think, okay, to make it fair, we compare cross relationship, we compare the model with other people's data. So if I want to test my model performance, I have to compare my model with your data. If I compare your model, we compare your model with everyone else's data except your data. So that way, this model performs best. Okay. Annular flow, no hydrogen bound, this model is the best. Okay. But if you add hydrogen bound, all well with 75% bubble flow, okay, this model is maybe better. All well with 100% slab flow, hydrogen bound is better with hydrogen bound data. So it's like a little bit biased. VS vertical well with 100% slab without hydrogen bound. Oh, that's column 10. So this one is better. So in conclusion, hydrogen bound is good
With that data.
with their data, but the ability to extrapolate for the data set which did not use to train the model, this comprehensive model is better. More likely to extrapolate it and become correct. If you use hydrogen bound, it's less likely to extrapolate and it's good. Look at the difficulty when they do it. You see this 75% bubble flow. What does it mean? The rest can be something else. If something else happens, they have to use page 22 and do this thing, right? Iterate, change the flow pattern, and go up. So it's not a simple task, but they did it anyway, and their model is best. And not just this, they have a theoretical basis that we can say, okay, is scientifically sound, it's based on first principle, and use some close relationship. Let's take a look at the comment. For bubble flow pattern, Hassan-Kabir model gave best result. Okay. The comprehensive model is the second best. The reason is Hassan-Kabir used implicit form. Okay. But Ansari used rudimentary form, the basic form. It solved different equations, 4.42 and 4.11 for alpha. Where's 4.42? And where's 4.11? You see it? 4.42. So 4.42, this equation, Hassan-Kabir solved this. Okay. But Ansari used 4.11, just this simple form. This simple form has V0 infinity. Okay, just solve this to get alpha. But Hassan-Kabir used this full form. Has sine thing, 1 minus something, something. So it's somewhat more complicated here. And is a little bit more difficult to solve. This have inclination term too. So you can use Ansari instead of 4.11, use this equation. So it would be Ansari with Hassan-Kabir option and it will be best. Okay. With our data, which is biased to hydrogen bound case, hydrogen bound model perform best. Okay. With reduced data bank with hydrogen bound data, the comprehensive model perform best for all well and vertical well. Performance for annular flow model is significantly superior to all other models. Okay. Question? No? What do you need to prepare for a final exam for this annular flow? The question that is, oh, final exam, you are allowed to use Programmable Calculator. And the Programmable Calculator is basically has unlimited space for you to put anything in there. It's not cheating, but not writing over there. Okay? your calculator has basically unlimited space to put anything over there. Okay. What you want to put in there is what?
Push on full well.
This step, this equation. Put over there. Look, I have another flow, elongated bubble flow, stratified flow, slug flow. Each of that, I have to ask you how to calculate pressure drop. I cannot ask something else. The objective of this course is to test if you can calculate pressure drop or not. What else I can ask you? Okay, do the derivation of this final form of this. Are you kidding me? It's a lot. I can ask you to do it as a homework. That will be 2 hours or something, but not in the exam room. So to prepare for the final exam, okay, program those equations in your calculator, especially when there is no need for numerical method. Sylvester may be too difficult because you need numerical method to solve, right? There are several steps, put it there, eventually you have one big equation, one unknown, and you have to solve it. And I didn't show you how to solve it. Maybe that's a little bit difficult. But if I tell you, hey, the film thickness is this much, the length is this much, what is the pressure drop? You better be able to calculate it. But annular flow, come on. Only, I just need to give you this chart. And you're good to go. Right? Hey, click, put the fluid property in, maybe require 15 minutes, or maybe half an hour. Click, execute it, run, everything parameter come out, done. That's it. Write the number in. Isn't it good? And you may take some time to write the formula. Okay, write a formula. You have 20 formula, 20 minutes, write it, done. So you need to do it in the calculator, okay? Writing the cheat sheet, okay, it helps, but the important thing is that calculator. And I show you how to do programming in the calculator. Look at stratified flow. You need it, right? What about slug flow? Slug flow may be a little bit tricky, okay? Because what? You may have to iterate it and find out what is the length that make it mass balance.
But if we use a equilibrium film,
Equilibrium film profile. Equilibrium film profile, you don't know when to stop. You don't know how long is the film. Or you actually can calculate it and find out what film length will make mass balance. Yeah, that's fine too. Remember that the objective of this course is to calculate pressure drop. In each flow pattern, you should be able to calculate pressure drop. You should be able to identify the flow pattern. Transition E, transition F, transition G, those just one equation, right? Put it in your calculator. Okay? If it is in your calculator, you can maybe write it down. Okay? That is to put in the exam. Now let's take a look at some other angle. Okay. If you help me a little bit, if we finish this next week, we don't have to come when I finish. But I don't think we're going to finish. Why? It's at 96 slide. 96. Okay, other angle, you already see the 0 degree, right? Okay. So you already see 0 degree. 0 degree look like this. VSG as a horizontal axis, VSL as a vertical axis. We have stratified smooth, stratified wavy, annular flow, intermittent, this is the bubble flow for air water. Increase the pipe diameter, the flow pattern change a little bit, not that much. The part that really change is like, okay, stratified smooth region kind of become larger or something. Okay, but it look more or less the same. Increase the angle just a little bit. Intermittent flow dominate everything. Okay. Stratified wavy shrink, stratified smooth is gone. Increase the angle a little bit, stratified wavy shrink more, 2 degree, 5 degree, 10 degree, 15 degree. You see stratified wavy kind of shrink. Eventually 20 degree is gone in some case. So this is 30 degree. In 30 degree, you have the 3-flow pattern. This bubble flow, intermittent flow, or annular flow. Intermittent can be elongated bubble flow or slab flow. Slab flow happen, we didn't say how do we get between elongated bubble flow and slab flow, right? But in this case, you see that you change from white to black when you move, when you have more gas. If you have more liquid, it doesn't do that. But if you add more gas, it allow the mixing and become slab flow instead of elongated bubble flow. Alright, increase more angle, 50 degree. And let me ask you this. That point, do we have 30 diameter for slab length? Probably not. Because for horizontal flow is what? 30 diameter. Vertical flow is what? 16 diameter or something. It's shorter. So we have giant unified model to identify slab length and inner angle, which we will talk about. So slab length is not going to be the same. I mean LS, not the same. More angle, oh look, when we go from 50 to 70, we start to have shunt flow. Okay? And this bubble flow. So if we have shunt flow, we need to know what length. If the length is too far away, we may not have shunt flow. Increase from 70 to 80, we have bubble flow. Okay? Or bubble flow. In some pipe diameter, small pipe, bubble flow doesn't exist. Okay? This is 90 degree. Notice that transition J off because it's a straight line. Okay? Transition J is off. Transition H have to stop somewhere here, not all the way there. See transition H over there is not that like correct. But it's good for low VSL. Let's take a look from 0 and down. This is 0 degree downward. -1. Oh look. Stratified wavy stay on top of stratified smooth. It's expand a lot. That is transition K. Front number of 1.5, right? Intermittent flow shrink. You can have intermittent flow in the lab. Sometimes students ask me, do we have intermittent flow for like upward flow? Because I mentioned that typically upward flow we have intermittent flow, downward flow we have stratified flow. We can have intermittent flow for downward flow. Just believe what you see, not try to believe what say in the book. It's different. Just look. We believe what the experiment say, right? Yeah, we have intermittent flow, but it shrink. -5, it shrink. So -5, you may have forward feed. Okay. -10, intermittent flow region shrink. Stratified wavy is like everywhere. No stratified smooth for small pipe. Big pipe, you may have stratified smooth. -10. So if you do -10, whatever stratified flow that you see, I don't know what you call, but Shoham call stratified wavy. Okay, Isaac, you may have to show that in the video and say, okay, this is stratified wavy. Look, this is 1 inch and that is 2 inch. Your lab case is what? 2 inch or something? What?
2 inch.
2 inch. That is 2 inch. This case. You can do -10 or even -5, right?
No, we can do -10.
If you do it like this, does it match? You can do -5, -1.
In the lab there?
Yeah.
The angle is not even going up to minus, like...
But you can do -1, right?
Yeah, you can do
-1, and you can compare with what Shoham showed. This is your book, right? Okay, -10, -30, intermittent flow shrink, stratified wavy expand a lot, annular flow stay, -50. Oh, look, what happened to -50? Annular flow kind of climb up on top of stratified wavy. -90, -80, oh, like this, -80. So annular flow like stay at a higher VSL for this case, like stay on the top in the map of stratified wavy. Minus 90, stratified wavy is gone. You have falling film, okay? And entrainment fraction is 0. We can have intermittent flow, this bubble flow, right? So if we have intermittent flow, what should be the shape? Is it bullet shape? I think you see bullet shape, but the bullet pointing up and it falling down. Look at what you get in the lab. You remember what you get in the lab? We don't actually go into that case, but we have intermittent flow. Okay, so this become all-flow regime map. In conclusion, SS stratified smooth disappear when angle more than 0.25. For angle more than 20 degree, inclination angle, intermittent annular transition is almost unaffected by angle. Okay. Transition to this bubble flow is relatively insensitive to any angle. Transition F and transition G stay almost the same every time. If you notice, shape flow start at 70 degree. Okay. This is not for high viscosity oil, okay, mostly validated with border case. Double flow. Double flow, wave can be caused by gas on top of the interface. Okay, what's that? Transition C, right?
No.
That's transition C, gas on top of the interface. Secondly, liquid flow cause the instability of the interface itself. That's transition K. Transition K is number 2. Okay, transition K is number 2. That's transition K. For number 1, it's just regular transition C. For less than, between minus 70 and 0, stratified wavy flow pattern expands significantly. Intermittent flow region in the flow pattern map shrink. VR greater than VG. Can we have VR greater than VG? Due to gravity force. Therefore, actual hold up is less than no slip hold up. It can happen for double flow. The liquid hold up is small as compared to horizontal flow case. Okay. Thus, higher liquid flow rate is required for transition from stratified flow because we don't have much. So stratified flow becomes very stable. Less than minus 70, annular flow pattern expand. Minus 90, we have falling film, no stratified wavy. Transition to this bubble flow is almost unaffected by inclination angle. Look at this. Transition F and G, they stay almost the same every time. Okay. From this, it leads to unified model that should be good for any angle. Okay. We will cover it more next time. Alright. We still have, we have 0 minutes left. Thank you for your time. See you next, see you this Thursday. This Thursday.